Imagine yourself transported to ancient Rome, a time of glory and grandeur, where an exceptionally wise emperor ruled not only with power but with a profound commitment to justice and fairness. This leader was Marcus Aurelius, an iconic figure who transcended his role as an emperor to become a renowned philosopher. Today, we will bring you 5 lessons considered fundamental for the development of a more rational mind, and I'll tell you right now that the 5th lesson is the most spectacular. Amidst a powerful and conflict-ridden empire, our historical philosopher found time to record his personal reflections, which are now known as the Meditations. In these timeless writings, Marcus Aurelius shared wisdom that continues to resonate through the centuries. He invites us to embark on a journey of self-development, challenging us to adopt a cosmic perspective, critically examine our own judgments, and cultivate a more rational mind. In this dive into Marcus Aurelius' 5 key lessons, we will explore how his ancient words can illuminate and enrich our modern lives. Join us on this quest for the timeless wisdom of one of history's greatest philosophers. Imagine a world where the mind acts as a clear mirror, reflecting reality with clarity and objectivity, free from the distortions of unchecked emotions. This vision is at the heart of the 5th key lesson of Stoicism, training your perception. On this journey toward a more rational and balanced mind, we are invited to challenge our emotional impulses and adopt a more optimistic and measured perspective. Stoicism reminds us that we are often victims of our own hasty judgments. In a world driven by intense emotions and instantaneous reactions, it is easy to fall into the trap of making snap judgments based solely on our initial impressions and feelings. However, Stoics teach us to pause, reflect, and consider whether our judgments are truly rational and objective. Consider, for example, a situation where someone is rude to you. If your initial reaction is to feel hurt and offended, you are experiencing the natural human tendency to judge based on your initial emotions. Stoicism invites us to step back and question whether this reaction is truly appropriate. Could there be other reasons for the person's behavior that are not personally directed at you? Perhaps this person is having a difficult day or facing personal challenges. By training your perception, you learn to distance yourself from automatic emotional reactions and see situations more clearly. You realize that your initial interpretation is not the only possible interpretation and that there is room for a more optimistic and rational view. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to adopt a cosmic perspective, recognizing our insignificance in the grand scheme of things. By doing so, we realize that many of the events that concern us in our daily lives are, in fact, trivial and fleeting. This understanding helps us maintain a broader view and not become entangled in minor annoyances. By practicing the 5th key lesson of Stoicism, you shape your mind into an instrument of discernment and balance. You become more resilient to the pitfalls of emotional reactivity and more capable of seeing the world as it is, not as your momentary emotions paint it. It's a journey toward mental clarity and rationality, where you learn to see beyond surface appearances and embrace a wiser and more optimistic view of life. It's the art of training your perception, turning it into a lens that captures the truth behind fleeting emotions and reveals the naked reality. Imagine yourself as the captain of a ship, navigating the turbulent waters of life. Sometimes, emotional storms threaten to sink your vessel, while waves of anger, fear, and anxiety attempt to topple you. It is in this challenging scenario that the 4th key lesson of Stoicism, controlling your emotions, emerges as a guiding beacon toward a more rational and balanced mind. The great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, does not teach us to suppress our emotions as if they were enemies to be fought but to control them wisely. He invites us to be masters of our feelings, redirecting these powerful emotions toward healthier and more constructive responses. Think of anger, one of the most intense and destructive emotions. When we are consumed by anger, our ability to reason is clouded, and our actions often result in conflicts and regrets. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that controlling anger does not mean denying it but rather redirecting it constructively. Instead of exploding in fits of rage, we can use the energy of anger to solve a problem, face a challenge, or communicate our needs assertively and respectfully. The same applies to fear, an emotion that often paralyzes us and prevents us from moving forward in life. Marcus advises us not to avoid fear but to confront it with courage and redirect it as a driving force for personal growth. Instead of allowing fear to dictate our choices, we can use it as a catalyst to overcome obstacles and face new challenges with determination. This approach is not just a way to control your emotions but also to use them as allies on the path to a more rational and balanced mind. By redirecting these destructive emotions, you become better able to make thoughtful decisions, act with empathy, and handle stressful situations more healthily. Imagine what your life would be like if you could master your emotions instead of being ruled by them. You would become a leader of yourself, navigating with courage and clarity through life's waters. Controlling your emotions does not mean denying your humanity but rising above impulsive reactions and acting with wisdom. It's the art of turning emotional storms into favorable winds that propel your vessel toward a more rational and balanced mind. It's a fundamental lesson that Marcus Aurelius leaves us as a legacy to face life's tumultuous waters with wisdom and serenity. Life is like an intricate puzzle, where some pieces are under your direct control, while others are like leaves in the wind, beyond your reach. It's in this puzzle of existence that the third key lesson of Stoicism, the dialectic of control, reveals itself as an essential tool for forging a more rational and resilient mind. The Stoics, led by the great Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius, teach us to clearly distinguish what is within our domain and what is beyond our influence. This ability, though simple in concept, is profoundly transformative in practice. It empowers us to focus our efforts, energy, and attention on what we can truly affect while freeing us from worry and anxiety about what is outside of our control. Consider the serenity that comes from this approach. Often, we spend a considerable amount of time and energy worrying about events, people, or circumstances that are beyond our sphere of influence. This leaves us anxious, stressed, and prevents us from acting rationally and effectively in the areas that truly matter. The dialectic of control encourages us to embrace what we can change and accept the rest with serenity. It's like an invitation to a dance with reality, where you learn to move gracefully to the rhythm of circumstances rather than struggling against unchangeable currents. For example, imagine a rainy day that threatens to disrupt your outdoor plans. Instead of getting frustrated and angry at the weather, the dialectic of control suggests that you accept the uncontrollable nature of the weather and redirect your focus to alternative activities or simply enjoy your time indoors. This not only relieves stress but also allows you to make more rational and constructive decisions. The wisdom of the dialectic of control lies in its call for acceptance and thoughtful action. It doesn't teach us to be passive in the face of challenges but to confront them with courage and resilience while recognizing that not everything is under our command. By practicing this third key lesson of Stoicism, you shape your mind into a tool of discernment and balance. You become more resilient to life's storms, more capable of making rational decisions, and more serene in the face of uncertainties. It's the art of embracing life with wisdom, accepting what cannot be changed, and directing your energy to shape what is under your control. It's a vital lesson for those seeking a clearer and calmer mind amidst the complexity of the world. Imagine a pocket guide to life, a moral compass that unwaveringly points toward goodness no matter how challenging the circumstances may be. That's the essence of the second key lesson of Stoicism, keeping virtues in mind. On this journey to a more rational and tranquil mind, the Stoics remind us of the transcendental importance of cultivating virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Virtue, in this context, is not an abstract concept but a set of moral behaviors and attitudes that reflect the excellence of human character. Let's explore the meaning of each of these virtues and why they are so fundamental to a rational mind. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is truly valuable and meaningful in life. It guides us in making informed decisions based on a deep understanding of our values and the universal principles that govern the world. Justice is the commitment to act fairly and equitably towards others. It means treating people with respect, impartiality, and compassion, recognizing their intrinsic dignity. Courage is the inner strength that enables us to face challenges and adversities with determination and bravery. It empowers us to act in accordance with our principles even when confronting the unknown or the feared. Temperance is moderation and self-control in our actions and desires. It helps us avoid excess, make thoughtful decisions, and maintain balance in our lives. By keeping these virtues in mind, the Stoics argue that we not only cultivate a more rational mind but also contribute to the greater good of humanity. Virtuous actions are not only beneficial to ourselves but also to society as a whole. They create a solid foundation for harmony, justice, and progress. Imagine a world where wisdom guides our choices, justice shapes our interactions, courage enables us to face challenges, and temperance moderates our impulses. This is the world that the Stoics invite us to create, where a rational and virtuous mind is the key to personal fulfillment and the flourishing of society. Therefore, the second key lesson of Stoicism is an inspiring reminder that, by embracing these virtues, we can not only find inner clarity and peace but also contribute to a fairer and more compassionate world. It's a call to action to live a life of moral excellence, where our actions not only benefit ourselves but also illuminate the path to a greater good. It's the art of keeping virtues in mind, forging a path of integrity and meaning in an often tumultuous world. In the vast stage of existence, the first and most fundamental key lesson of Stoicism is like a guiding light illuminating the path to a more rational and balanced mind, loving fate. In this unpredictable spectacle called life, the Stoics teach us to embrace not only the script we desire but also the one handed to us, even when the pages don't follow our expectations. This is a lesson of wisdom that defines the core of Stoicism, a call to love life and all its circumstances, no matter how challenging they may be. Loving fate doesn't mean passively resigning to fate but rather embracing reality with acceptance and courage. The Stoics remind us that, often, we have no control over external events or the circumstances that surround us. However, we can control our response to these events, our attitudes, and actions in the face of the fate imposed upon us. Imagine a situation where you encounter significant adversity, such as losing a job or facing a personal setback. Stoicism suggests that, instead of wasting energy lamenting what cannot be changed, you should redirect your focus to what you can control, your attitude, your determination, and your pursuit of constructive solutions. Loving fate is an expression of gratitude for the gift of life, even with all its complexities and challenges. It's a reminder to find beauty in the small things, to appreciate everyday experiences, and to embrace the present with joy and acceptance. This key lesson of Stoicism frees us from the trap of constant resistance to circumstances and allows us to flow with the currents of life, adjusting our sails as needed. In doing so, we find a more serene and rational mind, capable of making thoughtful decisions and facing even the fiercest storms with dignity. Loving fate is more than a mere philosophy, it's a way of life that empowers us to embrace the fullness of the human experience. It's the art of finding meaning and purpose in every moment, accepting life as a precious gift, regardless of its twists and turns. It's a fundamental lesson that teaches us to live fully, embrace uncertainty, and love fate with gratitude and acceptance. As we explore these 5 key lessons of Stoicism, you are invited to embark on a journey toward a more rational, serene, and balanced mind. Stoicism offers us a valuable set of principles that can guide us in the pursuit of self-discovery and inner well-being. Learning to train our perception, control our emotions, embrace the dialectic of control, keep virtues in mind, and love fate are fundamental steps in the quest for a more meaningful and fulfilling life. These lessons not only shape our perspective on the world but also empower us to make wiser decisions, find peace amidst chaos, and contribute to a greater good. If you wish to continue deepening your understanding of Stoicism and incorporating these lessons into your daily life, we invite you to subscribe to our dedicated YouTube channel on Stoicism. There, you will find a wealth of resources, insights, and inspiration to continue your journey toward a more rational and tranquil mind. Join us as we explore the depths of this timeless philosophy and discover how to apply its principles in our modern world. Click the subscribe button and become part of this community that seeks wisdom and inner growth. Together, we can tread the path of Stoicism and find the clarity and serenity we seek in our lives. Subscribe now and be part of this journey toward a more rational and balanced mind. The wisdom of Stoicism is within your reach, and we look forward to sharing it with you.